Hey, what's going on? It's Terrence, the therapist. Thank you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when these videos are about to drop. So I ran across this video a couple weeks ago. I thought it was interesting because it spoke very, very highly on mental health. It also spoke about rap culture. It spoke a lot of different about Black culture and mental health. Charlamagne, who is a huge, huge mental health advocate, and Absol. And if you guys don't know who Absol is, he is one of my favorite Black hippies back in the 2010 era. And even a little bit, I think it was a little bit before that as well too, when he was kind of creeping the scene. The Black hippie back in the day was an LA group under Top Dog Entertainment, so it was with J Rock, Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, and Absol. One of my favorite mixtapes from him was Long Term Mentality, and man, that was the one that really set me up to like really really tap in with Absol. But it's been a little while since he's dropped music, and for good reason because he's been going through a lot of different situations, as he'll kind of explain in this interview. So let's just get right into it. So this is gonna be my reaction to the interview. I haven't really listened to the entire interview. I heard bits and pieces on, TikTok, on Instagram, and other social media outlets. But this is gonna be our first time really tapping in and seeing the full interview. So let's get right into it.
The good brother Absol, how are you, sir? Charlamagne, the God. Good to see you, man. It's been 5 years, right? 6. 6 years.
6 years since he dropped music.
Well,
6 years. Wow.
Uh, I couldn't give you an exact answer, but I mean, I will say, I definitely from my last album, I took like a year and a half off. Like I didn't write
Sometimes
or
you gotta take
record
these breaks,
anything
man.
because I just
Especially in
felt like
this
I had been
this
rapping my
music
ass
thing,
off
man. You
since I was
gotta
a
take
teenager,
breaks.
like nonstop. So I felt like uh, it was important for me to like just step back for a second. And like I was telling you, like my last album, it was a lot, even for me. I was just like, I felt like I was just getting lost in theory versus actually trying to create
Mm,
great art. You know what I'm saying? I was more into the theory than the words of it,
interesting.
than the art form of the music. So that was important for me to do.
I
And
think that's
it took me
sometimes where you get
a
like
while to
so
get
caught
back
up in
into the
like how to
rhythm.
do
You know what I'm
something
saying?
and you just end up
I
not
was
doing it when you get
honestly,
caught
I
up
was
in
gonna drop
theory.
in 2020, but COVID. Yeah, I thought the 2020 was great. I can't see that good. 2020, that was cute.
If you guys don't know, Absol does have like an eye condition, so he
COVID,
always wears
yeah,
these
not
shades
sick
because he
enough.
has
You know what I'm
sensitive.
saying? You definitely created some
His
great
eyes are
art
like
with the new
sensitive to
album,
light or
man.
something like that.
Herbert. Yes, the album starts with a voicemail from your grandmother quoting scripture. I want to read the exact scriptures. Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You feel like that scripture reflected your life at a certain point?
That's a dope scripture. I really like that scripture, by the
No,
way.
because I don't care. I don't care much for the profit of it.
Mm,
It's important. I mean, we as especially black men, right? In America, we should fight for our and or be knowledgeable of our financial, fight for financial freedom, fight for stability. These things are important for us. And you're in the rap business. I'm in the rap business, yeah, the music industry, right? Yeah, so like get money, yeah, for sure. But I don't care.
I was recently listening to Absol talking about like him getting caught up in theory, and now he's really focused on like trying to get his bread up because I think he was so caught up in theory he wasn't really producing anything.
Make it a better place.
I heard that from some other interviews he did recently.
For all of us. Why was it important to start with that scripture, especially with your grandmother quoting that scripture? I'm gonna be very honest with you. I would hope so. I'm not sitting here wasting my time. That's how you know.
Now.
That's how you know when it's real. Like the first thing that came to my mind when you asked me that was, Kendrick on Damn. Bitch, show my grandma's dead. So ain't nobody praying for me. I'm on your head. Ain't nobody praying for me. I'm fortunate enough to have my grandmother, and my grandma still prays for me. My grandma still had that, and I'm love her. I love her to death, and I'm grateful.
That's what's up.
And so that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Herbert, obviously, getting back to me, you know what I mean?
Back to the basics. I feel it, so going back to the basics.
She raised me.
Right.
So
yeah.
Was that a real voicemail, or was that just something you wanted to add to the song, message in the bottle to put some sauce on?
She actually did like call me and hit me with that.
Mm-hmm.
But when she did that, I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, I need that. So I had to. And my grandma's she's a perfectionist. She's a Toastmaster.
What's a Toastmaster?
It was like a club or a group that my grandma joined to help people speak like speak properly and like in front of crowds, like at church she liked to do like the minutes, and she was heavy in the church and stuff, and she's from the South.
Shout out to Grandma.
Mississippi.
Grandma sounded like she was about that,
and so she was
about that business, about that life.
Get her grammar correct, living in California, type thing. So I mean, but just trying to be better, trying to oratorically, and I think that's where I get a lot of that from. She had me in the church.
Hey, the church will teach you. I'm gonna do a little segment on the church, but because like with church and mental health, it's a whole situation. But the church, there are some benefits of attending the church. Sometimes it's a bunch of
she hit me with that, but I knew I wanted to capture it, so I wrote it out.
Like he benefited slightly from going to church.
When you hear it again, you'll see how she reads it like perfectly, like, hey, her.
Forget I'm drinking my green.
You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect. It's grandma. Like, yeah. So
your faith and spirituality are very prevalent in this album. Yeah. So how has your grandmother impacted your spiritual journey?
Oh man, I had perfect attendance in Sunday schools till I was about 17 years old. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X and flipped out.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I stopped reading that book.
No, I'm saying, but that's what made me get into.
But I need to go back and read that.
Well, what about this?
Got you.
And okay, my mama ain't go every Sunday. That was her off day. In her defense, my mama ain't go every day, but she waking up with an attitude, making sure me and my sister got up and was on time when grandma pulled up to get us with an attitude. So one day I'm just like, okay, this is love, right? And Jesus ain't praying in the temple. So what you am I gonna get is she gonna like spank me if I don't go?
And then when you read autobiography of Malcolm X, you say to yourself, well, I can educate myself.
That type of thing. So that's when I started.
That was one thing I did take away from it. Is just like trying to educate yourself and try to not really rely on.
I would call it a sources.
Yeah, journey.
But it's just a journey.
Implement your education.
Seeking knowledge yourself.
Correct. Yeah, and that was that era. We had the African wristbands. I was wearing, what I'm saying. I was doing spoken word, the shabazz, like I was, what I mean. I did the whole,
That's
started
right.
Studying theology, and just got into got on that path, on the journey for truth. Right.
How has your faith helped, like, through your hardships? Like specifically your struggles with mental health and being suicidal.
Well, my faith is almost like innate, and I don't know where I got that from. I just know, and
wow.
I have never consciously been suicidal.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on,
that's important to know. My suicidal thoughts were drug induced.
I see.
Really,
so he's saying he wasn't consciously suicidal, but he was suicidal. He was under the influence of something.
I was not conscious of that. I've especially I've always I'm actually an advocate against that because I experienced it firsthand, and this is love of my life still. You understand what I'm saying? Loriana, Lori Joe, I'm gonna say her name every day.
That's interesting. Consciously
She
suicidal.
did it. Her autopsy
and
was
being
clean.
unconsciously
I don't know
suicidal.
if she
That's the
was,
first time I heard
don't know
about
why,
that.
So
I ain't
dealing
gonna lie.
with
That's the
that,
first time I heard somebody even break it down like that. Saying consciously suicidal and unconsciously
very
suicidal.
difficult. Like, I, almost created, had some resentment, anger about it. You understand? And so you can find interviews with me speaking on that. I'm speaking in like almost like that's selfish of you to do. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm like, don't do that. It's selfish. You're hurting other people. You don't know who you could be affecting. Somebody loves you. Like somebody needs you. That was my attitude. But after going through what I went through, I now understand. You don't know what nobody's going through.
That's right.
We don't have a clue. You get what I'm saying?
That's very true. I'm gonna pause real quick, if I may. So I just think it's super interesting that Absol just so far he's broken down just so much, just giving so many bars. He's talking about his faith and mental health. He's talking about his suicidal ideations and his substance abuse, which I hope he gets into a little bit more. Yeah, I appreciate the vulnerability, Absol. I really do appreciate it, man. You're really in this interview, I'm already. It's not. I don't think it's even like an eighth of the way through, but it's good so far for sure. For sure. Let's keep it rocking.
You think you may think you know, but you just do not. And I didn't even know. I did what I did under the influence. And so now how you see all these commercials, if you watch TV, all the ads, every drug that they're selling on TV, like every last one of them says may cause suicidal to every single one. It's interesting, and
Wow.
and I never understood that until now. And so that's how
that's real.
So I just want to make
side effects may cause suicide ideations.
Now I understand. Like it can be beyond you. Suicide,
absolutely.
Because I think at the root in our DNA are biologically, give or take, certain malfunctions and kids are born, autism, certain, what I'm saying, but the basic biology is to survive. The survival of the fittest. You get what I'm saying? It's me or you. You agree?
I do, and that's why it's interesting about suicide, because it's like
exactly.
Our natural instinct is self-preservation and to survive. So when somebody makes the decision that that's what they want to do, I kind of look at it like they just knew when it was time to be, when their exit was to be, I guess.
You get what I'm saying? So I say that to say, like, so now, if you go back and you hear, because I don't want to come across as like a hypocrite.
That was so long ago.
Of course, or maybe that wasn't the right word. What I'm saying is, I now understand, and I have a deeper understanding and empathy for people who, and then people who struggle with these thoughts with no drug influence. That's even, you understand? That's almost like that's mind-boggling. You get what I'm saying? So. I just want to make that clear, and like giving glory to God. God is good all the time, man.
Absolutely. You talk about your substance abuse. You talk about your substance abuse issues on Message in the Bible. Yeah. So have you been able to like manage that dependence on drugs?
Absolutely. Taking it one day at a time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So.
How do you deal with like depression?
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Well, see, and that's the thing too. See, I'm gonna just come out and say it, man. I was battling this because I told you off the way. I'm trying to win now. But I've been too radical in the past. I'll say it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the reason why I like Soul a little bit, because he was a little bit
That's how you lose the money. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess he's back on his money game.
You know what I'm saying? But look, I was vaping.
Too out there.
I've been smoking cigarettes since I was about 16 years old. I still do. I'm addicted to cigarettes. I do hope to quit one day.
I know he was talking about smoking in Black and Miles.
How the vape was.
That's a whole other story. Some Blacks is a.
I'm not gonna say what company. Please don't ban me, guys. Please, I want to eat. Please.
Well, shit, if the vape is causing them kind of problem, we might need to put them on blast.
But hey, that's big. Hey guys, listen. No, I'm fucking around. I was vaping. Yes. It was promoted as a better or safer alternative to cigarettes. In turn, it is not. It is causing severe anxiety and depression. You get what I'm saying? So I never even understood depression until this. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
I get it now. Like since I can't even be in the same room as one of those things, and I'm back better, doing better than I've ever been.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that and amongst other things, you can check my track record. One of my biggest records is called Drugs. Right? I've always been conscious of my I am an addict. I've been conscious of my addictive nature, and I've listed every drug that I have used. It's documented. I don't have to say it here. And the song is called Drugs, and it's an acronym.
I think that song is off the.
So I've always been,
Illuminated album. I think. I gotta double check.
Been battling with that.
I forgot what song that actual album was from.
Just knowing that this is not
great song.
It's not correct, right? Making everything bad for you, making that type of thing. But
you couldn't control it.
But I never wanted to promote it. What's the word?
That's right. Glorify
it, celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? I think the last line I said for the kids listening. To me, for what I sing, no, I don't need any of these things to do anything.
Yep, that was a bar.
I don't need any. I don't need anything.
I remember that part of the song.
I just want to make that clear. I know that this is just what I do.
But I wonder if that's sometimes that holds true. Because sometimes you may feel like that's where dependency comes in.
Did these things
substance abuse
to cover something up. I just like to get high.
I didn't get. So he's saying he just likes to get high.
Get mad and go have a drink. I got drunk. I was drunk. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what that all entails, though.
It was something that I
like. If you just like to get high, like we have to always look at the why. Why do you like to get high? You know what I mean? It's not just like you like to do it. Something behind it.
No. Okay. Yeah, I have not. Like I said, prior to my incident, I was, by the grace of God, I had found a great therapist.
Okay.
I could only imagine how difficult it would have been for me to find a therapist after that, like trusting somebody to talk to about that after doing that, right? So I'm glad I found her and built a great relationship with her prior. Because I knew something was wrong. Like, something was wrong with me. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. You know me, like we're not best friends, but I felt like since I met you, since when I do run into you, like I'm a confident. I'm the prophet. I'm the God. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? That man took me so like it brought me down the side. I just knew something was wrong. To where I was wondering if it was some of the other things that I was doing. It couldn't be this thing because this is better than cigarettes. Yeah, I'm not smoking cigarettes anymore. So I stopped doing everything else cold turkey, but I can't put this thing down. Can't go 10 minutes without hitting this. I'm still feeling ridiculous. Like what's going on? I'm too blessed to be so
depressed. Still speaking about the vape.
Too blessed.
So even when you started going to therapy, like you didn't start to see what contributed to like the darkness you might have been experiencing?
No, I couldn't find it. And so, and then what was happening was,
so I think what he's saying is therapy. If I'm gathering correctly, it sounds like therapy, quote unquote, did not like fully work. You know what I mean? Like it was something else. He said he was grateful for therapy, but from what I'm gathering, he said it didn't 100% eradicate everything. And I think that's something to keep in mind when we're talking about therapy is like, manage your expectations sometimes when you're going to therapy, because sometimes you think therapy is like this magic pill, when actually there's a lot of work that needs to be done in between sessions to help you get to your goal. It's not just like, hey, I'm a go to therapy, everything's gonna be cool, but there's work in between sessions because you think about it, you only go to therapy for about an hour, maybe a week, or maybe every other week, and you have all the other time to yourself. You still have to deal with all the other things you've been talking about in therapy, but it's really about what you're doing in that time in between sessions that's going to help you make therapy more successful or have a better outcome when you're, participating in therapy. So let's see if he continues to kind of break that down just a bit.
You know, well, I know for like I know two instances for a fact with a couple of my closest friends. I'll leave out. They witnessed my suicidal blackout, like to where I was matter of fact, I'll say my brother Doberger, who I lost after that, that took a lot out of me as well. Long live Doberger, man, my brother. I was with him, and I woke up on his couch, and he's like tripping on me, like, bro, you talking about going to see Lori and all that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, tripping on me, like, what's up with you? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was really someone else. You know what I'm saying? Under these, because you do one thing, and then it makes you want to smoke more. If you drink, it makes you want to smoke more. You see a lot of people that don't smoke cigarettes no more, but they will when they have a drink. Like, I only smoke when I have a drink, or like, it makes you want to smoke more. And I couldn't put this thing
Interesting.
down,
Very interesting.
Glued to my hand. And I'm thinking I'm good because this is better than a cigarette. It don't stink. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. It don't stink. You can do it. It's scary.
There's whole documentaries on jewels, banding, and all that other stuff. It's very interesting.
And I told my therapist I was coming to see you.
Super interesting.
And, she's familiar with you too. She said hi.
So I said, Pete.
And, she wanted me to like bring up the fact because she works with the kids too, like in the school district, and it's harder. She said, matter of fact, let me back up. As soon as
because it is marketed for kids, those jewels are marketed for kids and not marketed for adults.
Go back to her
on any level,
and I could, she couldn't wait to talk to me or whatever. You're the Messiah. You're really the Messiah. Yeah, cute. But she's like, it's causing. It's almost got me. Keep me safe. No shadow bands. Yeah. It's causing severe anxiety and depression, and it's really affecting the kids because their brains are underdeveloped. And you know what I'm saying? The kids, like in the underdeveloped brains, and I can only imagine what that would do to a child because I'm a grown man. Like, it rocked me, man. And so, I think
if they can take a hold of an adult with the kids, it's a wrap. But that's who they market to, because if you can get an addiction at an early age, it's a wrap.
Immediately after I recovered from what happened, it's coming to light. So, which is and so
I'm about to ask you a question. I think,
but she said, she wanted me to tell you this.
Okay.
Because first of all, in the Black community, it's harder for her to get Black children therapy because the parents are afraid they'll call CPS. That's Black community. So she's not Black. You get what I'm saying? So and also, like,
I'm gonna pause real quick. There's been so many times, especially working with Black children and Black parents, there have been times where you have to, as a mandated reporter, report child abuse, right? And with Black parents and Black kids, normally it's normalized to, get whoopings or be reprimanded physically. You know what I mean? So when a child comes in and say, "Yeah, my mom hit me," or whatever, even if as long as they're underage, you know what I mean? You have to report it. But again, that's kind of like a taboo when we're talking about Black people participating in mental health, is because if you have a child and you have them say something, then they could potentially lose, parental rights. They got to go to court. They got to take classes and all this other stuff just because they, I shouldn't say just because, that's minimizing it, but because they are reprimanding their kids physically. So yeah, I think that's Absol's right on point by saying that. Like that's some real talk right there for sure, for sure. Let's keep it rocking.
During the pandemic was the suicide rate was.
Oh, absolutely. I lost 2 friends to suicide.
This is getting good. This is getting kind of good.
So, she wanted me to, since I had this platform, and that's why I agreed to do it, talk about it. I was very weary about talking about this at all. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I had, I have my family, I have love around me. They encourage me to share my testimony because that's what I do. That's what I've been doing.
Hey, shout out to the family Absol for encouraging him to do this for sure.
I get the sentiment. And I make sure I tell them, no, you saved my life. Mm-hmm. You're giving me an opportunity to, to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? I always reciprocate it. You know what I'm saying? And I just, I got to shake your hand again because once I agreed to do it, I said, well, hey, I only do it if I can do it with Charlamange. And that's non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been, I appreciate you for being, one of the pioneers and the advocates of mental health in our community, and with our generation.
Absolutely. Shout out to Charlamagne.
I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I'm starting to realize, that it's an internal conflict and like mental discomfort that's displayed on the album. So now I'm realizing why it took 6 years.
And
this new project.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make it ill for you. I rap well. I'm the best rapper alive too. Let's throw that in.
That's right. Okay. Nothing less. Nothing less.
I wrote this album.
You're supposed to feel like that, by the way.
I know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. 100%. You're not supposed to say you're not the best.
And I'm really the prophet now.
You look like Jesus, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This is what Jesus, I think, really looks like.
Oh man, that's funny.
Jesus and Jesus wept. Wow.
What the hell?
Mom's with him.
You got a tattoo of that?
Man.
See, I'm trying to wear the jewelry. Look, show me. Look, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to eat, baby. You know what I mean? I got the jewelry on. Look. I wrote this album before I did what I did. I pretty much finished the album and then did. Did I mess up the mic? Fuck. Yeah. I had to get the Jesus wet.
Showing
was that good or did I mess it up? I had to get the Jesus wet.
No,
that was so good.
You started a new thoughts with right there.
Yeah, I got to give you this one because I thought about this later. It's very important.
Hey, this is a good interview. I ain't gonna lie. This is really good.
I recorded like the majority of the album before I pretty much finished the album before I did what I did.
We keep referencing that, but it's suicide.
Yeah, just like before my incident. Yeah, you said it. You know what I mean?
I guess you don't want to say the word suicide.
The word thing. I just don't like that word.
Oh,
it's real. We're not denying. I'm not in denial, but I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I think I had to. How I'm choosing to take it is, I needed to. That I think, and I'm not giving it credit, but it brought me down to a place where I needed to be as vulnerable as possible. You get what I'm saying? And as soon as I said everything I needed to say, I jumped. I took a leap of faith, if you will.
Wow. Ooh, a leap of faith.
And that was the only way I was going to be able to put that vape down, bro.
Wow.
So it wasn't even about, ain't nobody going
referring
to
a leap of faith by jumping
vape pen.
To commit suicide. That's interesting.
That shit expensive as hell. You know what I'm saying? You go to rehab for it. But that was the only way I was going to be able to put that shit down, bro. I know that for
like,
wow.
Attempting to complete suicide?
No, like just that. Like I'm not going to say attempting to suicide. I feel as though God sat my bitch ass down. You said what you had to say. It brought you down to size. It made you vulnerable enough. You're not this. You're famous. You're absol. Fuck all that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You got what you needed to say. Now let's get back to it. Mm-hmm. Sit down and shut up. I lost my I ain't even got my. This is a flipper. You know what I'm saying? It's not even my. I ain't even got my implants yet. My drawers.
Wow. I didn't really even notice that until just now.
A lot of work to do still.
Now I can't unsee it.
My whole leg is. I'm about 85% of my foot. My foot is completely reconstructed. All the way to my pelvis. Everything but my knee. If my knee would have, it doesn't even make sense that my knee wasn't affected. My femur, everything was affected except my knee. If my knee would have been affected, I might not be walking.
How tall
I did not get any brain damage. I jumped off a freeway overpass, man. It was about 50 feet.
Wow.
I think a car broke my phone.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
What?
No brain damage. It just.
Absol jumped 50 feet?
All right, bro.
And he's still alive.
Sit down and shut up. Take it all and relax.
Wow.
I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absol, you are most definitely a blessed man to
Everybody
have jumped 50 feet.
My love, my family, and my
still
family and my friends that I know, I already knew. I didn't need confirmation.
Absolutely.
You hear those stories too, people that commit suicide, they feel alone, or you know what I'm saying? They don't have it, these type of things. Everybody that I knew would be there was there. And a few more. You know what I'm saying? That I may not have been so sure of. I didn't need reassurance. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I was scared. I was like, the fuck I'm gonna tell Top? I'm probably a liability now. He might,
Top is the CEO of,
you get what I'm saying?
But you realize that probably, in that moment, you realize that's really my friend, really my family, probably.
Father figure, man. You know what I'm saying? First one that they know. I was lost for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It got gangster for a second. Where is, you know what I'm saying? No cap. So, and
I'm just happy he is living to tell the story.
My extended family,
because
and friends who were concerned, because
I ain't gonna say it, but y'all can fill in the blanks.
Seeing pictures of me in
y'all, he's not even supposed to be talking right
and stuff. A lot of people, my real family, were concerned and tapping in and wondering what happened to me and this and that. I just be like, oh man, I'm blind, retarded, man, just fell a little too hard.
So you wouldn't tell nobody.
I wouldn't tell nobody that because I didn't want for the for the sake of my family, my mom, my auntie. I didn't want the telephone effect. You know what I'm saying? You tell one person, her on drugs, her been going crazy, her.
I'm gonna pause real quick. I think that's an interesting point because many times when we do have certain things we're struggling with internally, we already fast forward and look and see hey, maybe this person's going to judge me because I have suicidal ideations, or maybe this person's going to judge me because I have X, Y, and Z going on. So this is where we start to develop these distorted thoughts, you know what I mean? And these things where we're like, hey, I don't want to open up because people are going to judge me, right? Even if they do judge you, you know what I mean? That's not even a true consequence or even a thought to be like, hey, they're going to judge me, but you still need the help. You still need the assistance. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even be I don't know. I just have a hard time when I hear people say oh, I didn't want to do that because I feel like they're going to judge me. I don't think that in my eyes, that's not really a legit reason why not to ask for help.
My mom already had to deal with. She probably still don't.
But let's hear what he has to say about why he didn't have that.
I can only imagine what she think. I tell her I'm okay. I was telling her I was okay then. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I can only imagine what she's going through. I didn't want to add that to her plate as well. So I wanted to tell. It's
feeling like a burden. That's what it really is. Feeling like a burden.
On to where this is what happened. Do not call Lucretia
and bother her about nothing that ain't have nothing to do with her. Don't call Kazay. Don't call nobody about me. You call me and talk to me. If you need to know anything further, I think we done covered it all. But leave my mama alone, leave my auntie alone. I'm sorry, I love y'all, but I had to do it this way.
I want to ask a couple more questions about it. Cause, what I found interesting was you said you still don't know why you did it because you knew better. So did you have conflicting?
I know better than most at the no. That's what I'm saying. I woke up on the ground. Oh yeah, he's still here. My first thought was, fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? I woke up on the floor, bro. Yanked me up. I passed back out. I wake up in the house. I'm like, what is going? You understand?
Yeah. Did you realize that?
I had now. What I will say to you, I had glimpse because I literally walked from my mom's house to the man, it's kind of cinematic to it. On Delamo Boulevard, my street.
He's reliving as he's saying it.
I was trying to go out
that's traumatized. He's reliving as he's saying it.
Subconsciously was trying to make this cinematic. Oh, he died in Delamo. He was in Delamo, Carson, the king of Carson. Oh my God, it was cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Walked from my mom's house to the Delamo, to the bridge and jumped off on the freeway overpass. I recall imagine you're walking and you blink and then you're further and then you blink and then you're further, blink and then I'm on a fence.
Wow.
But I had it was almost dreamish, I was dreaming. I was not in control.
Wow.
If you will, you know what I'm
saying? Jeez.
Did the fact that you survived help you reshape your perspective on life?
Absolutely. As soon as I knew my family, my mom, my family and my friends knew I was okay, and everybody, I explained what happened. I had to make it clear to everybody that I wasn't a suicidal person. I'm still not I'm not. That is not it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I explained what and I felt that relief and that I just knew everybody was dealing with it in their own way and okay is when I got
you find out you're really not alone.
Time in recovery,
you really do find out you're not alone. When you have suicide ideations, you open up about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. That's totally understandable.
How are you sure those feelings don't exist anymore?
Because I've talked about it. I'm talking about it now. And I've actually went back to where I did it. I walked the path and said, "Wow, you are really the illest."
So he actually went back to where he tried to commit suicide.
No, it was gnarly. No,
I'm happy that you
gnarly.
Here,
no, I'm happy. No, gnarly is the word. No, it is. It is. And
gnarly what? Did you survive?
Yeah, the whole thing, because because that's how strong my faith is. Now, for me, I can't even kill me. I'm on God. I'm on God's time.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Feel like God is like, no, you have a purpose.
Yeah, it's now, and I knew I already knew it. So imagine how I feel now.
But you had to have some slight doubts.
No,
none whatsoever.
None. Before when you see me, you know.
But there had to be some type of unhappiness in your life.
No. I mean, trust me. I mean, I'm a human being. I mean, you get what I'm saying. I'm not. I'm trying to get rich, Charlamange. I'm trying to figure out why I'm the best rapper in the world. And I'm broke.
Yeah.
I got problems. You know what I'm saying? Relationships. Relationships. Problems.
So that does. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm a human being.
It sounds a little bit like,
but
just a bit, like a little bit of denial.
It didn't drive me to be suicidal. My problems made me want to find solutions. And I say that. I know you.
He knows himself best, so I can. And I'll just leave that.
I want to make this clear because I'm saying it. I've cried enough about this. And I'm wearing it now. this is what happened to me. You get what I'm saying? And I'm wearing it, and now I understand, and now I know, I know this is a platform. I have a voice. There are people that watch me and pay attention to me and hark on my every word. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? If you've been there, like, don't think you're alone. I've been there too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these things can be beyond us. So if you heard me before and I said it was cowardly to commit, to commit suicide, to go that far, now know that I understand that it could be beyond us. You get what I'm saying? Suicide.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm not. I say it, and I wear it.
You challenged the mental state of the listener a lot.
Yes.
On this album.
Yes.
Was it because your own mental state was challenged throughout this creative process?
Oh no, I'm a black lit pastor, baby. This is. Hey, listen. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, this is hip hop, man. This is intelligent movement, man. I got a rap bar for everything. Yeah, I read it. Yeah. Right. I got it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Black privilege, nigga. Right. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z alone. I can just do Jay-Z for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or
Jay-Z verse for every situation.
For everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's simple, like, this intelligent movement, man. I'm KRS too.
It's interesting though, because you said
I'm on that.
You attempted, well, however you say it, you attempted suicide after the album was done. But you tweeted while you was making the album that you damn near died making the album.
Yeah.
So what was that?
Bro, I damn near died making it. Like I could have died. And they're my close friends who, and you got to remember, like, because of my
said he damn near died making the album.
I can't drive, so I got, my close homies that, who I'm, I got to tell them all the time, I don't take for granted, like, come pick me up and take me anywhere, I don't never want them to feel like I got a chauffeur. You get what I'm saying? It could easily be that way, me being, a celebrity or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I let them know I'm thankful for them for looking out for me. I'm like, bro, I'm leaving Interscope Record. I'm not even signing Interscope. Like, I'm leaving. I'm recording most of my album at Interscope. Top. I don't know how this shit happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this shit works. I'm blessed. I'm leaving the studio crying. Like, bro. And now in hindsight, the homies can be like, bro, I didn't know what you was on. Like, bro, that shit was hard. You just did. Mm-hmm. You damn near crying, dude. Like, what are you bitching about? Something was wrong. Like, it was you get what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I think that's I think it's a little bit of. I wouldn't even call it denial.
I couldn't.
Pause was real quick.
Quite understand.
I don't think I even call it denial. I just think Absol, he may not have the insight to know what's really going on. Like, again, I don't think it's denial. I think even in this process, he's still trying to figure out like what the hell was going on with him. So I know I said before he might have been denial, but I think as I'm listening, it sounds more like he really just legit don't know what's really going on with him, and he's still exploring himself and still learning himself as he should, for sure.
But it was, but I just think it was just, your normal doubts amplified. I mean, like, you look in the mirror, like how we had to get right before we sat down. You know what I'm saying? We got the lady. I need a woman to tell me I look good before I hop on camera. Like, just those type of doubts and insecurities that we carry naturally.
Okay.
Amplified, I think.
Or just reinforcements. I think that goes back to young and your mom and grandma wiping their finger, making sure you're clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but that, and that's just, that was an example of, but the other things too. That's just, I mean, that's, I'm talking about, man, are they still gonna love me
after 6 years?
You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, shit, but this was like 2 years, like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you really think that was tight? Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't too much. Like, nah, maybe I should. Nah.
You think the pressure of being on TDE was causing that? Like, watching the success?
It was the substances, man. Well, I'm back.
All right.
I know this, and it's like it's for real.
You got an interlude on the album, and it's from the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess they're having a discussion about, TDE and has anybody not hit on TDE? And they said you.
Yeah.
And
according to, if you were, Joe said specifically, he said, based on whose standards?
Yes.
Ours, no. The industry, would say they probably didn't hit with Absol.
Wow. I was like, the reason I like Absol too is because he was the underdog.
Well,
and I don't know.
I had to hit you.
I kind of liked it because I'm the only one that's not signed.
There's a song called Top Dog Underdog.
I did not know that till you told me.
You guys haven't heard of Top Dog Underdog.
You've been an independent artist this whole. You've been an independent artist this whole time.
Surprise.
By choice?
Big TD, man. Big TD. Big black excellence, baby.
Yeah. By choice or why not? Why not sign to the major?
Look, man. I follow Top. You know what I'm saying? I stay in a room with people smarter than me, man. That got more than me. That's probably gonna have more than me. Mm-hmm. I take heat there. When Top think it's time, we went around. Everybody want to sign me.
Everybody wanted to sign you.
Everybody had me. Come on, man. I just love words and great cliches. That's just my thing.
This is the last question. This album, Herbert, man, it portrays genuine sadness, but also genuine happiness.
Yes.
Do you believe that's just the natural order of life?
Yeah, it sounds like a great balance.
Absolutely.
But I'm heavy on the yin and the yang though.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know I ain't gonna act like I'm I think a lot of I guess make this clear. A lot of people think I'm like a Buddhist monk, man, like or Yoda, and I'll be meditating. I probably should. Have you done yoga?
Oh yes, but not like on the regular.
I've never done yoga, and it's probably gonna be difficult for me now with my leg situation, but I'd like to try it and stuff like that.
Yoga's dope. I've done yoga before. The first time I really done it was in Mexico, like
Indian style,
earlier last year, but it was dope.
That type of thing, but
like fully do yoga, not just do it on YouTube
Debbie,
and watch it, but actually do it and structure and all that stuff.
Hey, with Debbie and meditate.
Namaste.
I learned how to meditate with Debbie.
Right, but I do it though. I feel like I do it, and I'm not opposed to trying to do it, in that way, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm heavy on the yin yang, man. Like how you got to find the light in the dark, right? And too much of anything, too much water will drown you. Right. Like it's that I'm just heavy on the balance, and I think that's one of the finding the medium and everything is like the point.
Balance is everything.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Absol, Herbert, I'm glad you found that balance.
Leonard, right? This was a great.
I'm glad you found that balance, man. I'm glad you're still here. God got a purpose for you.
Seeking the balance.
Seeking the balance.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
And God got a purpose for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So that was a great interview. I don't know why I didn't watch it in full before. Shout out to Charlamange the God. Shout out to Absol. Album's out. Most definitely, guys, check it out. I listened to the album. Hella fire, hella dope. Again, my name is Terrence the Therapist. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until next time, peace.